Welcome to the SEKONIC L308S Quick Start video series. In the videos that follow, we'll help you set up your meter, guide you through the basics of light metering, and even show you a few advanced tricks. Let's get started. In this first video, we'll show you how to get your L308S up and running and give you a brief overview of its most popular functions. First, let's install the battery. Simply slide down the battery compartment cover on the back of the unit and insert the battery. The L308S takes one AA battery. Power on your meter by pressing and holding the power button. The unit is now ready to operate, but before we start metering, let's take a brief tour of some of the most popular buttons and icons. These three graphical icons on the upper left of the LCD represent your metering modes. The sun icon is for ambient light, meaning any form of non-strobe light. And the lightning bolt icons represent different options for strobe light metering. We'll tell you more about these later. The T icon is for shutter speed. T stands for timed shutter mode. The F is for f-stop. You navigate through these icons by pressing the mode button. After you release the mode button, the up or down buttons will allow you to cycle through the specific settings. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the ISO setting. This can be adjusted by holding down the ISO button and pressing the up or down buttons on the side of the meter. You can set your meter to either incident or reflective light by adjusting the lumisphere or by using the accessory Lumidisc. Again, we'll discuss all these in further detail later. This concludes our quick overview of setting up and operating the L308S. To try some test metering, continue on to the next video in this series, Metering Ambient Light. Ambient light is any form of continuous light. For example, the sun, studio hot lights, or any non-strobe light. The L308S makes it simple to get accurate exposures in any ambient light situation. This quick visual overview will have you ready to meter in just a couple minutes. To do an ambient light meter reading, select the sun icon by pressing the mode button until the sun is selected. We're now in ambient metering mode. In order to freeze action or create motion blur, photographers often use shutter priority mode. Let's do an example shutter priority reading. Make sure that both the sun icon and the T are both selected. You are now in shutter priority mode. Click the measure button. The meter now displays the correct aperture. An EU reading indicates you don't have enough light. If it's blinking, you will have to add more light, and if it's solid, you'll have to adjust your shutter or aperture. To adjust your ISO, simply hold down the ISO button and use the up or down buttons. With just these few simple metering techniques, you can now get accurate exposures in any ambient light situation. To learn additional metering techniques, watch the next video in the series, Metering Strobe. The two lightning bolt icons represent the strobe metering functions. The first icon indicates cordless flash mode. When this icon is selected, pressing the measure button will cause the mode indicator to blink. Now you can manually fire your flash, the meter will sense the strobe going off, and give a reading. This mode stays active as long as the icon keeps blinking. This is ideal if you don't have a sync cable. The next icon is cord flash mode. Simply plug a sync cable from your strobe into your meter, and the meter will fire the strobe and take a measurement. To learn about some more advanced metering functions, continue on to the next video, Metering Tricks. Now that you know how to take ambient and flash readings, here's a few tricks that will help you more effectively meter. Once you have a reading, the meter can do the math for you. Let's say the meter shows you're at f/5.6 and a 60th shutter at ISO 100, and you want to know what your shutter speed would be at f/22. Simply press the up or down buttons and the meter gives you the corresponding shutter speed. Or if you want to change your ISO, hold down the ISO button and press the up or down buttons. When measuring in reflected light mode, slide the lumisphere to the right. Reflected light measurements are made by pointing the L308's metering lens towards the subject from the camera's position or within the same view as the camera lens. This function is helpful when measuring subjects that can't be approached, light sources, or even translucent subjects. When measuring in incident light mode, you can choose the built-in Lumisphere or the accessory Lumidisc. To attach the Lumidisc, slide the Lumisphere mounting to the right, then insert the Lumidisc over the lens. This will allow you to measure light coming from a direct source. In ambient mode, you can hold down the measure button, and the unit will continuously meter the light. This works well to see how much you're dimming a light when you're turning it down. You can also use this trick to make sure you have a solid background lit evenly from side to side. For metering a three-dimensional object like a person's face, slide the Lumisphere to the left. For portraits, many recommend taking a reading under the subject's chin. This concludes the L308S Quick Start video series.